Okay, so then share screen.
Hi, I'm Richard Landreth, Director of Lincoln County Library System. Welcome to Getting Acquainted with Acrylics with Sadie Payne. Before class begins, I'd like to take a few moments to thank some of our sponsors and supporters. First, I'd like to thank the Lincoln County Library System and the facilitators across the county. Second, I'd like to thank the Lincoln County Library Foundation for monetary support. We'd also like to thank the Kimmer Senior Center, whose area we will be invading. So thank you very much. And last but not least, we'd like to thank the Creative Aging in Wyoming Public Libraries, which is a joint initiative of the Wyoming State Library, the Wyoming State Arts Council, and Lifetime Arts. The project was made possible through the generous support from the May and Stanley Smith Charitable Trust and the Wyoming Community Foundation. At any time, if you have questions, feel free to type it in the chat or contact an on-site facilitator. Thank you, and now let class begin. Enjoy. Hi, I'm Richard Landreth, Director of Lincoln County Library System. Welcome to Getting Acquainted with
Okay, can you guys hear us?
Yep, loud and clear.
Okay. Is my voice, can you hear my voice okay right now?
You're great, Sadie, thanks.
Okay. I'll kind of introduce myself a little bit. My name is Sadie Payne. I moved to Cokeville close to 18 years ago. I'm married to a rancher. I have 2 boys that are out of the house. One's married. I've been raised with art. My mother was an artist, and it has been a passion from the time I was just little. So it's been kind of fun for me to be able to do this tonight. Just to give you, but let's start with what we have as far as supplies. You should have some artist grade white acrylic paint in a separate tube. You should have acrylic medium, and this is a slow dry fluid additive, which will help prevent the acrylic from drying as quickly. You'll have a paper plate to put your paint on. You'll have a glass of water to use with your brushes. Paper towels, they should be on the side there so that you can dry off your brushes or change when you change colors. If you have excess paint as well, you should have a set of brushes and a ruler and your set of paints. I believe there is 24 different colors there. We will be working on this painting right here today. We'll start it. I don't know how far along we'll get. We'll be using some of the blues, the white paint, and some of the yellows, so that we can get that glowing of the moon. Okay. You also have some pencils. We won't be using the pens until in a later class, and you should have 3 11 by 14 canvases. So this one that I have is an example. This is actually a 5 by 7 set. Are you guys able to see this?
I can change it back.
Change it back over to the other. So We'll be actually doing this in 11 by 14 canvases rather than the 5 by 7, so that you have 3 separate pictures that can be put together. And I believe that those are all the supplies that we have. I would like to review a little bit of the acrylic background and the color schemes, the color wheel, so bear with me on that. One thing about acrylic is it's a synthetic type of paint that hasn't been around as long as the other paints have. And there's some specific pros that are just awesome for.
You tell me what you want.
Yeah, it's the first slide. Yeah. So the one thing that people really like about acrylics is that it dries quickly. It's water-based, but when it dries, it becomes water resistant. So you have those 2 things that are pros. You have vivid colors that you normally wouldn't get in, like, say, a natural type of paint. They're strong, they're opaque, they cover, so you work usually from dark colors to lighter colors when you use acrylics. They are very versatile, so you can add like the mediums to it to prevent it from drying so fast. You can add water to it to thin it down to a glaze. It's just a very versatile. And then the last thing is it doesn't fade. Usually acrylics will stick to almost every surface depending on what type of technique you use to apply it to it. So it's very, very versatile. So those are the pros and cons. Let's review the vocabulary. So the next slide. A tint is a hue or color that is added with white. So you change from the color itself up to the lightest color of that color. Shade is where you add black to that color, and it makes it a darker value of that color. Impasto is where you use the paint to create texture, and our third painting, I believe, is going to be using a little bit of that. We're going to be using a very loose type of brush stroke for that one. The first 2 are going to be quite tight. So crisp edges, unless you want to do something different. If you want to have it more loose, you have those options to do that. Mediums is a retarder, the gel glazing additives. So we have the one here that we're going to be using. Monochromatic is where we use just one color and we use a variation of those values within that one color. So if say we choose the color red, so you have the very darkest red that's almost like a dark purple red with the darkest, and then the very lightest is maybe a pink tinted color that's very light, very, very light. The complementary colors are the colors that are across from each other on the color wheel. And I believe I have it on the next slide with the color wheel. So these are my favorite colors to work with as a complementary. Your primary colors are, of course, your red, blue, and yellow. Your secondary colors are going to be the violet or purple, green, and orange. And depending on what kind of color scheme you want to have, you can utilize those colors to create a really nice painting. Can I get that thing off of the screen?
Over here.
This is this one right here. Okay. To lower the intensity of a color, you can add a bit of the complementary color, or you can use the white or black. So either way, they're going to lower the intensity of that color. Another thing that I found with acrylic is that when it dries, it usually dries into a darker value than what you have on the plate. So keep that in mind when you're working with the acrylic paints. The split complementary. So if you go to, say, the orange on the color wheel, your split complementary colors are going to be like the blue green and the purple violet, or the blue violet. So you're going to have that split complementary. So that's another color scheme that you can use in your acrylic paint. The 3 paintings that we're going to be doing, all of them are off Pinterest. They actually have tutorials on how to paint them. So there's really no copyright on them, but I have tweaked them just a little bit. So with this one, I've added 2 other panels. And with the second one, we've added some different colors, different shapes. And of course, the third one is a little bit more close to what we will be doing for the acrylic paint. So is there any questions that anybody has so far for me?
They would like us to share your slideshow, so I will be sharing that
Okay,
once we get going again.
okay, so what library was the one that requested that?
They all want it shared with.
Okay, so everybody wants the slideshow to be
So they can print
set up
it.
so you can, okay, so we can print it out. Yes, yes, we can definitely do that. We can definitely do that. Okay. So let's go to the next slide with the acrylic painting tips. It's similar to oils where you work from dark to light values. I have had students use it both ways. They've gone from light to dark and from dark to light. So it's entirely up to you how you guys want to do it. I personally work from dark to light so that I can get those different medium light values separated from the dark. When you blend, you can either use water, which is what I'm familiar with, or you can use the acrylic medium that will keep it a little bit wet. So it'll be easier for you to blend those colors, especially in this sky right here. Because we'll be doing some blending right up front. It's always good to have water handy to clean out your brushes, to lift or blend colors. So if you have too much paint on your canvas, you can literally take your brush and add water to it and lift that color, or you can actually mix on your canvas. It doesn't have to be on the paper plate. You can actually mix onto your canvas as well. And then having some paper towels available to use for drying brushes to pick up color or to use for a glazed effect. So we will be using a little bit of a glazed effect on this first one to give it kind of that yellow hue of the light from the moon coming in. So we will be doing that. Okay, any questions now? Okay, we're good. Okay, so the first painting is going to be a winter scene.
So you done with this?
Yeah, we're done with this slideshow for right now. You're going to want, you might have a canvas that is still in plastic, so you want to undo those so that you have all 3 of them available for you at the same time. Okay, and what we are going to do first is we are going to draw in basically the foundation of the painting before we start putting the paint down. So if you want to, is everybody ready with their canvases? Okay, so we'll wait for just a second so everybody is ready with their canvases. This is Cokeville. Here's some scissors.
I'm like trying to bite it with my teeth.
Okay, thumbs up from the other libraries if you guys are ready to go.
Not yet.
Okay, we'll wait a few more minutes. Of course, the retardant is also in plastic, so you want to take that off. And the plastic around your brushes, there's actually like a little opening down at the bottom if you want to open it that that way to get the brushes out. And then your paints as well. This class, I want you guys to absolutely just have fun. Don't worry about it being perfect or not perfect. Just enjoy yourself. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, because sometimes those mistakes become your biggest successes. So don't worry about having it off just a little bit, because you are actually building character into your own painting style. And that's probably more important than what it would be to just copy somebody else. So especially with this scene, you will have the leniency to put in, like if you want to put in a stag or an elk, you can put in, I've got some owls and some footprints in the snow, but they would be strictly silhouettes. So you have that ability to put in what you want into your painting to make it yours. So how are we doing?
Thumbs up.
Can you give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go?
Not yet.
Okay, okay. Is there any questions that anybody has that I can answer while we're getting ready?
It looks like Lincoln County, at the senior center, they want to know what size canvas they're unwrapping.
They're unwrapping, so Lincoln County Library is asking what size of canvas you will be unwrapping, and it is actually 11 by 14. So it's a standard size, but it's quite a bit larger than the example that I have. So it's 11 by 14.
And it's in vertical.
Yes, you want them portrait. So up and down rather than sideways. You want them to be portrait size or portrait direction. Have any of you guys painted with acrylic paint before?
Yes.
Yes, we have one from Cokeville that's painted with acrylic.
A couple.
A couple, cool. So if you have any insights that you want to share, you're welcome to share them. Because you learn from each person that you paint with. You always learn something new that will help you later on. So if there's something you want to share, you're welcome to do that.
Okay, I think.
Is everybody thumbs up if you're ready to go?
Okay, Missy, how do I see every library, their view? I only can see 2 of them. So that I tried that. Oh, maybe that. Yep. That should do it. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay, so everybody's ready? Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do so we'll need to change to this iPad right here so that everybody can see. You're actually going to turn your canvas to landscape right off the bat. And you're going to line them up in a line so that they overlap. And what we're basically doing is we're creating the landscape or the eye level of our first background line. Okay, so and it is usually if you look on this one, it is about a little up from halfway is where we want to put that line through here. So go to your first canvas, find your middle, and then just go up maybe 2 fingers and just start drawing a straight line across those canvases. And I'll try to do it dark enough. Can you guys see that okay?
That's the middle.
A little bit to the right, to the little bit to the right of the middle. Yeah. Okay, so can you guys see okay? See those lines?
Yes, Sadie, we see it fine.
Okay, so I'm going to lift off the first canvas because we've got the line all the way across. And we're just gonna finish that line on the second one. Just straight down. And then we're gonna do the same thing to that third one. So if you want to double check and make sure that those lines meet up on each side, because they will be, they'll be kind of far apart, but not, depending on how you frame them. So if you frame them all together, they'll go seamlessly together. If you frame them in 3 different frames and hang them on your wall, you won't notice the discrepancy as much, but you want to make sure that they line up. So I've lined up that first and second one. So I'm going to grab my third one and just lean it against the middle one and make sure that those lines are meeting up. Okay.
Okay, Sadie, can you give us just a second to catch up?
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Yes, please tell me if I go too fast, because I don't want to leave anybody behind.
Okay, so you're making sure all the lines match up.
Yes. So which library is that?
I'm just typing.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, you want to make sure that all those lines match up so that when you put them, so I'll bring these back over. So if you notice with these smaller ones that I've done, if you put them close together, they literally match up. They create a whole eye level, and we're trying to create that eye level right there. Okay, does anybody have any other questions or concerns?
I think you can say if they're ready.
Okay.
So just give me a thumbs up when you're ready.
Okay, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go to the next step.
Sadie, can you show us your white, your bigger white canvas in the vertical spot where it's the direction we're going to be painting it?
So it's going to be this, like this. So we'll see if, can you see that okay?
Yeah, thank you. That's what we needed to see.
Okay. So. Okay, and I'll try to keep those right next to each other.
So Alpine is ready.
Okay, Alpine is ready.
I got my line.
You guys got yours? Okay, awesome, awesome. So it's a little bit above half is where that line is going to be. A little bit above half. Thumbs up if you're ready to go.
Star Valley and Camera, are they ready? You can ask.
Star Valley and Kemmer, are you ready to go?
Not quite yet.
One sec.
Okay, okay.
For those of us that are ready, should we, I've started taking the foil off of the paints.
Yeah. So those that are done with this line, if you want to work with your pull out, so it will be the Franco blue and the deep cyan, your black, and your white. So you can use your small tube of your white. So if you want to start getting, they have like tin foil on them. So you can take that off and get ready to put them onto your plate.
Can I just follow those? I think it'll be easier for me to just type off.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay. Are they asking what type of
I'm just
paint?
gonna send them the colors.
Okay, if you want the lighter blue, if you want it, of course, we'll be blending, so you can also use the Carillion blue as well, if you want it to be a little bit bluer. But we will be adding white and black with those colors, so if you want to get those ready. So they just have a little,
Nope, it was, yeah.
Which blue you say?
so we have the,
The phthalo blue and the deep cayenne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cyan.
yeah. How do you say the PH one? I always get it wrong.
Phthalo?
Phthalo blue. I always get it
P
wrong.
is silent.
Okay, phthalo blue is,
you
which is the darkest blue, and then the medium blue,
No yellow right now.
no yellow right now.
And it's
Okay,
really
so is Star Valley and Kimmer, are you guys ready for the next
Star
step?
Valley is, it's just Kimmer.
Kimmer, okay. So we'll wait. And this is where your paper towels are gonna come in handy.
Or like clean water. Don't get dirty water in here.
I assume,
Okay.
yeah,
Because I can't. Just
right. Well, we ended up doing that with the watercolor towards the end, didn't we? It made it easier.
I sat in the front, so I could go get clean water. I think we dumped.
Yeah.
We hold it in there. Okay, Kimmer's ready.
Camera is ready. Okay, so we'll put the paint off to the side for a second. Okay, so the next step, and this is where you can use your creativity. You're going to either put like a tree background, a mountain background. If you want to do a city background, you can put any type of background, but you're going to just kind of add a very organic type of line to your horizon line. And this can be, you probably want it at least anywhere from a ½ inch to an inch thick as you go along that horizon line. So say you wanted to do like a city, you could like do like buildings, just kind of off the side a little bit. Maybe it's a park that you're living right next to. Or if you have a mountain in the background, you can bring it up a little bit higher. So if I bring this one over, so you can see, so this would be more like the mountainside. So that would probably be more of the 1 to 1.5 inches if you want to go that route. But you're basically just creating a very organic background along that horizon line. And you want it to meet at those same spots between each of the panels. Okay. So I'm gonna maybe I'm gonna put another mountain over here. So I'm really going different organic lines on this one. Maybe I have like a tall skyscraper here. So you're basically just creating your skyline. Okay, so let me know when you guys are caught up to that point. I don't want to go ahead farther than that. Please pause for audible. Do you need some more time?
Yeah, they want to pause for a while.
Okay, okay.
Will those be the only paints you're using this time for today?
We might be using a little bit of the yellow and white, but that will be towards the end. So we'll be focusing mostly on the blue sky right now. Who was that asked that question? Oh, okay. Cokeville asked that question. Then finish getting my paints
Okay,
ready.
camera's ready.
Camera's ready?
Yep.
Is everybody else ready then?
Yep.
Okay,
everybody's ready.
cool. Awesome. Okay, so the next step is we're going to put in our moon. Okay, I really love huge moons. I absolutely love them. So it depends on how big you want the moon, but you're going to kind of put it in kind of the golden ratio area, like towards one side, just a little bit past your half. So I'm just going to come in and and it doesn't have to be totally round. You can, where it's opaque, it's going to cover your pencil marks. So you can work with your pencil if you need to. Oh, yes, the bottom of your cup, if you want to use that, that will be a great circle.
And you can say, give me a thumbs up when you.
Okay, thumbs up when you're ready. If you've got your moon in place. We just have one more line that we've got to put in, and then we can start painting. Okay, so Thane's ready. Okay, so
Star
every
Valley's ready.
Star Valley's ready. How are you doing, Cameron?
And Alpine.
Alpine's ready.
No.
Oh, Alpine.
Oh, yeah, Alpine's ready.
Alpine's ready. Cameron, are you good? Thumbs up if you're good. Okay. Finish that.
You're an acrylic.
I'm into learning all forms of art.
Oh,
I do her nails and the nail lady.
oh.
Yeah.
I don't do nails.
Why not? You get to have a tiny canvas all the time.
Yep.
Okay, you can say Cameron.
Okay, Cameron, are you good? Ready to go?
Yep, thumbs up.
Okay. Okay, so last line and then we can start painting. So you're gonna bring your pictures back again to the landscape position, line them up. And basically what we are going to be doing is creating that second eye level. So if you look at the picture, we are creating the line that's gonna come along here. So it will allow some depth to our artwork. So we're going to find the middle again, and you're gonna go below the middle, probably 2.5 inches down, and put in that line like we did with the top one. And we're gonna just keep it as straight as we can.
They do have rulers. They
Oh,
should-
yes, you do have a ruler if you want to use the ruler. Yeah, I have one. It's just buried.
Okay.
2.5.
Yeah, about 2.5 inches
So that'll be below the half line quite a ways.
with the half line.
Which,
Oh,
can you
Oh,
show me
two-
your picture and show me where this line went on?
okay, so this is, so Copeville is asking which line we're working on. We're working on this one right here. So we're going to allow some shadowing in between the main eye level and the next eye level. And then go ahead and continue with the other two boards and see if they line up. This one, you don't have to worry about it being really straight because it's going to allow some of the contour of your ground come out. You just want it to match on each of those canvases. So I'm going to put them back together in the 3 and see if those match up. So I have a little bit of adjustment that I need to make with this one. I'm gonna bring that down just a little bit so that it matches up.
You can tell them when they're done, give a thumbs up.
Okay, thumbs up when you've reached that point. This is our foundation of our painting.
Afton is ready.
Okay, so Afton is ready.
Kimmer's ready.
Kimmer is ready.
And Alpine. They're all ready.
Oh, everybody's ready. Okay. So the first step is you're going to choose what type of brush you want to use. I would recommend the biggest one that is flat edged. For this first part, you're going to be covering quite a bit of ground with the sky. But if you feel more comfortable with another size, go right ahead and use it. You're going to take your paper plate, and I would put down probably a 25-cent piece size of paint of each color. Because you will be covering quite a bit of ground on your canvas with these colors. So I've got the dark blue, medium blue. I'm going to put a little bit of the light blue. I don't know if we'll use very much of that.
Which blue is that?
That is the Carillion blue. Yeah. And then of course your black. And you won't use a lot of that, but you will use some. And then of course your white. And usually acrylic white paint will go really fast because you use quite a bit of white to create those tints. It doesn't take very much black to create a shade, but to get a really light tint, it takes quite a bit of white. Oh, and let's go ahead and put a little bit of the lemon yellow on there as well. We can reach that point where we can hit the moon at the very last.
And yes, will you tell them yes? Star Valley asked, are the paint blobs nickel, dime nickel quarter sized?
Okay, so Star Valley's asking what size are the paint blobs? They're about a quarter. The size of a quarter, but it's like a rounded size quarter. Okay, let me get the yellow open. And I'm just gonna put not very much yellow because we'll want to use more white with the moon. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. And then of course, if you are going to use your medium, you'll want to put some of that onto your plate. I will go ahead and put some.
How much?
It's not a gel though, is it? It's a fluid.
It's a
Yeah.
It's a
fluid, right?
liquid. So yeah, it's a liquid. So let's pour some into the cap because I think we can wash out the cap if we get colors in there. So use your cap.
What is that circle?
It's
The medium.
the slow dry fluid additive. Slow dry. I can't say it. Slow dry fluid additive. So I'm just going to pour a little bit into the cap so that it's available. I'm going to sit it towards the top of the canvases. Okay, so thumbs up if you got that far.
So Kimmer asked, please wait.
Okay, well, so Kimmer asked to wait for just a second, so we'll wait on that.
Mix this about like you would liquid with oils.
You know, I haven't used so
All
Cofill
I've
is
done used the
asking,
gel. I never used the liquid.
yeah, Cofill is asking if you use the liquid, like liquid with oils, which is it's a thinner for the oil paint. I haven't used the liquid before. I've always used gel. So this is going to be an experiment for all of us. So we'll just try a little bit at a time and see how it goes. As far as the slow dry.
It's about 5:20, so we could,
I think so.
is that about how long you planned it?
So we end at 6:30, right?
6.
Oh, 6. Yeah, that should work. Yes, yes. So that gives us about a half hour.
Okay.
Yeah, to
You can
put down
ask them
the.
if they're ready. Just if
Okay,
you
is
can-
camera ready?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so let's start with our middle panel. Okay. I'm going to just dip my brush into that retarder and just kind of put it on top of the canvas real quick. And then I'm going to pick up some of that dark blue and add it and see if that, I think that will be the easiest way to do this, is putting that retarder down onto the canvas, and then we're going to use that darkest blue, phthalo blue, and you want it fairly dark. So we will be adding a little bit of black, but not very much, because we want it to be darkest farther away from the mountains. And you can literally mix this onto your board. So I've got that dark blue along the top there. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that black, and I'm going to add it to the top and just kind of slightly blend it in to the very top of the skyline. And you can start bringing it down around the moon. And so I would go probably about halfway through the moon with that dark blue. So I'm going to use some more of that additive.
I looked it up online and it said just to pour it right into the paint.
Oh, pour it right into, okay, so Cofill said they looked it up and they said that you can pour it right into the paint. So if that would be easier for you, you can go ahead and mix it into your paint. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more black to mine to get that darker blue along the top and kind of blend it into that next layer. Can you guys see the color okay at the other libraries?
We do this on all 3 panels.
Yes. So Cofill asked if we do this on all 3 panels, and we do. So once you have it about halfway down to the moon. You can start on the other panels and basically do the same thing. This time, you won't have to worry about the moon. You'll just add those colors into the top. And you'll try to match up.
Sadie, can you lift one of the paintings, angle it so they can see the color better?
Yes, yes. So if we go closer,
Yeah, and look at this one so you can see.
so we need to go, there we go. Does that work? So you have the dark blue along the top, and then you have the dark, the darkest blue at the top, and then the dark blue in the middle.
They said yes, thank you.
Okay. And then just go ahead and do it to the rest of your canvases. Okay, is anybody struggling or have concerns so far?
Why use the medium instead of just water here?
So,
That's Star Valley asked.
okay, so Star Valley asked why use the medium. So it's kind of harder to control the paint as far as blending with water because it dries so quickly. You can do it that way if you feel comfortable with that. Definitely to use that if that will work for you. But with it drying so quickly, it's harder to blend it as you go into lighter colors. So this is kind of a help as far as that to make it a little bit easier to blend it into the lighter colors so that it blends smoothly.
Perfect.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start on my other side, adding the dark blue. Gonna add a little bit of black towards the top of my third panel on the left.
And then when you get done, if you'll just hold it up again so they can see.
Okay. Okay, and if you want, you can kind of outline your circle of the moon. That will kind of help you keep kind of in the general area of where that is going to meet with the sky. And then we add a little bit more black towards the top. Okay, So this is going to be my left side. So you can see that I've got the dark blue with the black at the top, and then it's slowly going into that dark blue about halfway through your moon, or I guess it would be about a third of your sky if you have a smaller moon. This is the center one where I've outlined. See, we have kind of a glare there. Can you guys see that okay? I keep. So I've outlined that moon to kind of keep that shape. And I've kind of lined it up from each side. So this is my right side. So you can see the blue and the black as well there.
Can you say when you're ready to move on? Just give me a thumbs up.
Okay, if you let me know when you are ready for the next step. And we'll do that. Okay, I'm gonna set my brush in the water so that my paint doesn't dry in there. Okay, does anybody have any other questions or running into problems? Are you doing okay?
Name my black toothpick.
So Cofield said that they made their black too thick. So if you made it too thick, you can take your brush, add some water to it, clean it out, so that you don't have any paint into the brush, and then just lift off some of that black. So if I've got my brush, and I'm just going to lift off that color. So you can see in that corner, using that water, I can create, I guess you can't see that very well. So can you see in that corner where I've lifted that color just by using water? So if you get too much of a color in there, you can use the water and your brush to lift the paint as well.
Okay, Alpine asked a question.
Okay.
Do we need to worry if we got bits of blue on other parts of the canvas?
Okay, so Alpine is asking if they should worry about getting bits of blue on the rest of your canvas. I wouldn't worry about it. Acrylics are opaque, and so if you paint over it, it's not going to show up. It's a very versatile, forgiving medium. It's just plain fun to work with.
They said yay.
Cool. Okay, so thumbs up when you guys are ready to move on to the next step.
Cameras, thumbs up.
Okay, so camera is ready. Star Valley is ready. How are you doing, Alpine? Alpine.
Is ready.
Yes, okay. Okay, so let's, so we're going to move on to our next blue color, which is the deep cyan color. So we're gonna pick that up. And if you're using the medium, go ahead and use the medium. We're gonna pick up that color and we're going to add it kind of underneath that darker blue that we have. And then once we have that laid down, we can pick up the darker blue and blend it in between. And if you get too much of the medium, it'll be a struggle to blend it because it will lift it up. So be careful how much medium you put on there. So I've got to add quite a bit of more blue.
Can you repeat the last instruction, please?
Okay, so you're going to start on your next lighter color, which is your deep cyan, which is kind of the medium blue here. And you're going to lay about an inch underneath it. So I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that okay? I've just kind of laid that blue down. And once you have that blue, you can go in and use your, what is it? I can't say that dark blue name. So you use your dark blue. So I picked up some more of that dark blue, the darkest blue we have, and I'm just kind of blending those two colors together. Can you guys see that okay? That help? Okay, so, oh, awesome. Okay, so you're just gonna go ahead and do that again, all the way across. If you use water, use your water. If you use the medium, just go ahead and start laying that next color of blue in there. And blending it with the darker blue. And it's not going to bother your brush very much by going between the two colors because you're blending them. So it shouldn't be a problem going between the two of them. You're going to go all the way to the very edge. So my canvas is kind of peeking through some of my darker spots. So if you have that happening with yours, go ahead and just try to find that color that you started with and cover it. I've got to add a little bit of black up there. And dark blue right here. Okay, so I'm going to work. So I've got my right panel done. I'm going to start working on my left panel. And this is actually hitting almost to the bottom of my moon. Not quite there, but almost. Actually, I would probably move that that blue underneath your moon so that you have the contrast between the moon and the dark sky. It will make your moon pop out a little more.
We have a
So,
question from Star Valley.
okay, Star Valley has a question.
We didn't prep the canvas. Is that something that is okay to do with acrylics as opposed to having to do that with the oil or watercolor paintings?
I guess it depends on what type of painting you want to do.
Today is fine. though.
Yeah, yeah. With it, at our school, at the high school, we actually use masonite, and we sand it down and then we put a layer of gesso on it so that it sticks to the board. With the canvas ones, they're just nice because they're already gonna stick. Your paint's going to stick to the canvas. So I guess it depends on what kind of surface you want to paint on, is how you're going to treat it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because they wanted to know about this canvas, so we should be.
Is it normal for your bristles to start falling out?
So Copeville asked if it's normal to have your bristles falling out of your brush. Some brushes might do that. It's the boar hair bristles that I have the worst time with, as far as losing bristles. But yeah, so I guess it depends on the brush and how they put it together. Oh, I got too much medium.
Okay, then you can ask how everyone's doing.
Okay, so is everybody doing good? Are you ready for the next step? Give us a thumbs up if you're ready. I'm gonna go ahead and add that darker or the medium blue underneath. And it'll eventually be blended in. So this is my middle panel. And it's backwards.
No, right here.
Okay.
It looks good.
Okay, so I just put that in, we'll be blending that in. Okay, so is everybody ready for the next step, or do you need some more time?
Looks like a little more time.
A little more time, okay.
Oh, Kimmer's ready.
Kimmer's ready,
Star Valley's ready.
Star Valley's ready, so, okay.
Alpine's ready.
Okay, so we're going to do the next step. Then we're going to get this light blue. So if you look at a night sky, usually along the skyline, it's going to be the lightest spot. So we are going to actually pick up a little bit of that light. I guess it's the Carillion blue, and add a little bit of white to it. And we're going to get kind of a light blue, a really light blue. And we're just going to come in and we're going to go along the edge of the horizon line. So don't worry about going over your pencil marks, because we're going to be putting a silhouette on there. So just do the best you can and going along that organic skyline with your light blue.
I won't turn on your camera then. I'll just leave it off, but.
Oh, I got some light paint there. So you're just gonna go along.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I just didn't want to be leaving you guys out, so I thought I better just check.
And if it gets to be a little too blue, go ahead and add some white. Again, don't be afraid to mix onto your canvas. You're just going to add that in, and I need to do some medium as well. So that it
And it
doesn't.
was the cerulean blue is what you used?
It's the cerulean blue. Yeah, Yeah, so it's kind of a medium blue, but it's not as medium as the medium. I hope I didn't confuse you on that. So it's kind of a lighter blue from the main medium.
Perfect.
So we're just going to come in and add that light blue edging around your horizon or your organic horizon line. You guys know what horizon or organic horizon or the organic line is, right?
Just tell them.
So an organic line is just one that is not geometric. It's just something out of nature. So there's several different types of shapes that are geometric, and then you have the organic shapes like apples or pears or that kind of thing. So this is kind of a natural outline of the skyline, and we're just adding that light. And I'm using actually quite a bit more white along that edge than the blue, but we do have some of that blue mixed in there. That's more medium. I'm gonna go towards my right panel. And I need to add a little bit more white because you want that lightest edge right along your skyline.
So when you get done with that, if you'll angle it again, so they can.
Okay. Add just a little bit more white on that side. Okay, so if you look to my center panel, I've just kind of outlined that organic skyline with a light blue mixed with white. And if you have like spots that seem to be a little more blue, you can go ahead and add some white so that it goes from white to light blue when we start mixing it with the sky. Can you guys see that okay? Okay. So let me know when you guys have reached that point for the next step. Give me a thumbs up. And we'll blend that lighter edge with the middle. Oh, I got too much blue on that one.
And you're welcome to come and look at these guys' theirs if you want.
Oh, you guys are doing awesome. Yes, yes. Do any of you guys want to show yours so far? From the other libraries? Okay. Let me know when you guys are ready for the next step.
Payne's ready.
Okay, so Thane is ready. Okay, Alpine's ready. How you doing, Star Valley?
And
Kimmer?
Start
Okay,
ready.
Star Valley's good.
Kimber again.
So Kimmer, you good? You ready for the next step?
It looks like a thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to blend that light with the medium. So we're going to use that Acrylic blue, which is this lighter medium blue. And we're just going to blend it in, or actually put in that color in between those two. So you're just going to lay down the color, and then you're going to use the colors between them to blend them. So you're going to use white, and you're going to use that deep sand blue, which is the medium. So between these three colors, you are going to blend them together.
And the dark blue.
So it would be, it'd be this blue right here, the dark medium, light medium, and then the white. So you don't want to go the very darkest. You want to do the three.
Is that right?
And that was, which library was that?
No, it was just me, so
Oh,
I could type
okay.
it for everybody.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to come in. Maybe I'll do the darker first. So I'm going to use this. Oh, I got to clean out my white. So go from your dark to light. So make sure blend your darker first. So we're going to kind of blend those together. And I'm actually going into my moon a little bit to kind of get that smooth transition. But that's not going to be a problem. I'm going to add a little bit more of that deep blue into the white. Then I'm going to go into my other panel. So I would focus on the darker side first and then do the lighter blending after. So you don't have to keep cleaning out your brush. So I'm just adding that medium, light medium into the center.
And this is, you have About 8 minutes left.
Okay, so we have about 8 minutes left. So we're gonna try to finish just the sky and we'll start in on the moon on Tuesday. Okay, so I'm gonna add on my left panel, I'm going to add that lighter blue. And then I'm going to use my darker medium blue to blend them together. So you can see how you have a gradual change with this left panel. I have not blended the light yet, but I have done the medium blues together. So the light medium and the dark medium blue together. Okay. I need to add. Need to blend that one a little bit more right there. Okay, I have that building right there. Okay, so now I'm starting to get into my higher colors. So I need to clean my brush. Just kind of lift off some of that lighter blue that I mixed into my darker. And replace it with the darker blue. Okay, and then with that last part with the light, you'll want to clean out your brush fairly good so that you can keep those lighter shades between the two. So I'm going to actually pick up some white and blend it in with that blue. The light medium blue. I have too many shades of blue. We've missed. Clean that out a little bit. Sometimes it will help if you take your brush and just kind of lightly go from your skyline up, and that will also help blend it a little bit. You'll want to keep cleaning it off so that it doesn't pick up too much of the color like I just did. And then you can come over and just lightly go back and forth. So you can do the upwards direction. And then back and forth to create the level of the sky. And it looks like my paint is drying too fast. Okay, so you can add some more medium to it or water, depending on how you want to blend it.
Okay, you might want to ask them if they have
Okay.
3 minutes left.
We have 3 minutes left. Does anybody have any questions or concerns? I'll let you finish up blending your skyline, but before we go, is there anything that you need? Everybody good?
Okay, that's good.
Okay. So let me show you where I've got it blended. Oh, I did lose a bristle. I'm gonna try to get that off of there.
I've lost half my brush.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is kind of what the middle panel looks like with the blending. So I just put in too much white so I can come up and pick that up after I wipe off my brush. So you can utilize your brush using just a dry towel. So. Okay. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. I'm excited to go on to the next step. So we'll see you then.